Hello and welcome to India Today. This is Anita in conversation with two incredible actors, Tara Sutaria and Tiger Shroff. Welcome to India Today.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
I'm going to start this on a very light note. Tiger, what is with you and ground? Why do we see you always flying in the air, always doing something in the air and not just on the ground? What is it?
I don't know. I think it's just, the audience who are the wind beneath my wings sort of keep, wanting to see me up there. So it's just my way of giving them back. And, that's where I get my wings from and my energy from to do what I do.
Let's begin talking about Heropanti. Just one day left for the release. Are you all feeling the release jitters right now?
You want to go
I
first?
actually woke up with a stomach ache because I was just, excited, nervous, but it very seldom happens to me that I get this anxious about something. But it's a good anxious. It's obviously amazing to have such a big release right after this pandemic has hit us so strongly. So it feels amazing. We're both really grateful for that, but very anxious and sweating all the time, but it feels great.
Right. Tiger, for you?
I'm very nervous because it feels like my first film is about to release again. In a way, it has been my first film, and in a way, it's post-pandemic, it's our first release together as well. So I was quite nervous actually. I'm very happy with the response and with all the love and the overwhelming response we've been getting. But other than that, I'm really nervous, really.
Right. Coincidentally, your other film, Baghi, also released during this time, 28th, 29th April it released. Was it actually coincident or was it planned?
I don't think I think it's a coincidence. We just got lucky that this date sort of just cleared up for us. Because I think originally Salman sir was to come on Eid as usual. And I think Sajid sir must have spoken to him, or as soon as he got free, jumped at that, and we announced. And it's a huge deal for the both of us to come on such a an amazing date, and very grateful. And looking forward for all the festivities, and looking forward to celebrating Eid with you all.
Right. Did you get a chance to speak to Salman?
No, unfortunately I didn't get a chance to. But I think Sajid sir has been in touch. Obviously, they're very good friends. So.
Right. Tara, for you, when we see him doing all the actions, we expect the female lead also to do some actions. Are we going to see any of those sorts?
Not so much action in this film, but in my upcoming films for sure. In this film, I feel like my character is completely and all about yapping away and talking all the time. You'll see that in the film. We haven't shown much of that in the trailer actually, but she's one character in this story that has always got something to say. She's always, whether it's something funny, whether she's, tokoing Tiger's character for something, but it's really fun, and that's the majority of what her role does.
Right. Anyway, could you relate to that character that you're playing?
No, which was actually a good thing. But that's the fun of it, I think. Inaya is my character's name. She's completely different to how I am in real life. She's, like I said, always got something to say, and I tend to speak a little less and hear a little more. But it was fun to play someone who speaks more and probably hears a little bit less.
Right. Tiger, for you, when you come on screen, like you said, your fans are waiting to see what new do you bring on the big screen. How do you keep yourself reinventing in terms of action, and how do you see yourself, crossing that bar that you have set in the previous films that you have done?
It's really a team effort, really, and it's all about just taking my package into a different geography, into a different character, into a different silhouette altogether, and just expressing it all, in these, larger than life, different locations and areas. Other than that, really, I can't take the credit for myself. It's the makers, it's the technicians, the action directors, the DOPs, and it's about how they present what I bring to the table, really. So I'm just 1/4 of it, really.
But do you give suggestion in terms of action
I
sequences?
do quite a bit because I'm very aware of what I have done in the past, what I can do, the new things I've acquired, and also I'm not. My body has changed from the past 8-10 years, and there are some things that I can't do anymore. There are some things that I can do, so it's very different. I move a different way, so. It's all about just being aware of oneself, really, and so that's the least I can do, is to at least tell them, what if we do it this way, or what if we do it that way, and most of the time they take my suggestion, but yeah.
Right. What was been the most difficult action sequence in Heropanti, if you can pinpoint one?
Perhaps the sequence I did with all the sports cars. Yeah, it's something that I've not done before. I thought that was very difficult to sort of pull off, especially because, jumping on top of the cars, over the cars.
Yeah. These cars and it's just flipping about and doing these things very coolly and casually. And I was like,
I mean, it's just a lot of. The surface was slippery, the floor was wet, and these cars were like,
so spinning around. So he was just on it and like doing cool things and crazy.
Close calls, but luckily nobody got hurt.
But do you fear when you do these kind of action?
Yeah, all the time. I always get scared. But I think if I wasn't scared, I wouldn't be able to perform to my optimum level. Yeah.
Tara, for you, how was your equation with him this time around when you were shooting for Heropanti? And how is he as a person? What have you learned from him during the shoot of the film?
He's not learned anything from me. I've learned everything from him.
Oh, so humble. No, I think we always learn from each other. We keep saying this since my first film with Tiger. We actually have a lot in common as people. And as professionals as well. We enjoy the same kind of cinema, we enjoy the same kind of music and dance. There's always, we share videos with each other about so and so dancer from like the 50s or 60s from cinema, back in the day. Or there's a lot of banter that we have when we're not shooting as well. That on set we'll be talking about some song from a very long time ago. So if he knows something that I don't know, there's a lot of learning in that. And just I think our sense of humor is pretty similar. It's pretty lame and it's pretty boring. We're pretty boring people, so we get along quite well.
Tiger, you said you learned a lot. What have you learned?
What have I learned? I have learned what to eat, where to go and eat, where the best foods are. I've learned. We shot in London, and she also lives partly in London most of the time. So she took me around. We talk about food a lot. We talk about music a lot. So we share a lot of interests, and I learned
about the good stuff.
Yeah, like, she's teaching me all the good stuff. I'm teaching all the bad stuff.
Tiger, you're 10 films old now. Do you look back at your journey and how do you look at it? Anything that you regret doing or not doing as an actor?
I don't regret doing anything. I'm very grateful for everything that I've been through because it's been empowering. It's been a great learning for me. I'm very grateful for all the love that I've received, for all the appreciation. I'm very grateful for all the criticism I've faced because I think that's only helped me grow. And really looking forward to what's to come, especially with Heropanti 2.
Right. And Ganpat also, people have a high expectation with Ganpat as well.
Yeah, that's still a little far off, but looking forward to that.
How's the atmosphere at home? Do you bounce your scripts with your father or your mom or your sisters?
None of them. I'm very aloof when it comes to my career. I'm very, distant. I keep my family away. Because that's the only time that I get to, have a little bit of escapism and, be as normal as possible. Those are the few moments I have, and that's why I don't choose to bring my professional life at home.
So both of you, who's the biggest critics for you all and the biggest supporter at home, back home?
My sister for me. Yeah.
My mother, I think, for me would be my biggest critic, but also my biggest support, so both.
Talking about your upcoming films, which films are you most excited for?
Heropanti 2.
Apart from Heropanti.
Apart from Heropanti 2.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to, of course, there's Gunpat, but I'm very much looking forward to Rambo. Because that's been simmering for a long time and things are finally taken off. I'm looking forward to working with Rohit on that film. Sid Anand also, who I have an equation with through War. So looking forward to working with that team.
But Rambo also, again, expectations, like I said. How are you going to keep it different from all the films that you have done so far?
I think it's too early to talk about that right now. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be very different from everything I've done before. I know that's going to be a little hard to believe right now, but you'll see something soon enough and you'll come to know why. Yeah.
I'm actually obviously very excited for Heropanti 2 and my next release, which is Equal in Returns. But I'm most excited to announce the film that will follow that and the film that will follow that as well, because those two projects right now mean the whole world to me, and it's very new for me. It's new territory for me, so I can't wait to announce that hopefully now within the next month or months.
Can we get a little bit of insight into that?
Not yet, because it's just really big for me, so I'm excited to announce it the right way.
Any project that you want to be part of, or that's your dream project, apart from action, anything else that for you, apart from action, anything else that you would like to be part of, Sutaria for you?
Any sort of a musical I would love to be a part of.
We should do like La La Land or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Space. Although obviously all of our films are technically musicals in
but
Bollywood, but it's like with the live singing and dance.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Something like that. Yeah, A Star Is Born, La La Land, Aladdin.
How do you look at the success of South films in Bollywood right now?
I think it's amazing, honestly, and it's inspiring to watch them. And I don't like to segregate South and North. I think they're part of us and an Indian film industry. And for me, if I speak personally, the genre that they bring is very similar to the genre that I am a part of and the genre that I've been, surviving on thus far. So I seek a lot of inspiration from that. And, the way they shoot, the way they glorify their heroes and present their heroes, and, whether it's just a simple look or an expression or a single walk, and how they present it through the phantom camera and, how everything is larger than life. I really admire that.
Tara, you want to add something?
Yeah, I think it's great that we're finally integrating ourselves with each other as a community and as an industry. I think it's high time, because for so long, like Tiger said, it was like the South industry and then there's Bollywood. So it's really nice that we're finally integrating ourselves with one another. I think there's so much scope that lies ahead, even from where we're at now, which is already all of the things are doing so wonderfully well across the country. But I feel like there's such a long way to go. I'm so happy that we're all finally meeting at a midpoint and we can all work together and celebrate each other's work as well.
Thank you so much. It was really lovely talking to you all, and this was fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Heropanti 2 and all your other future projects.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.